Hi, this is Zero, and this is What If Dagu Had Blacklight Virus Part 3. We start our story while Naruto Uzumaki is sleeping. Suddenly, he hears screams. He wakes up, runs down there, sees two people about to kill the bridge builder's daughter. Naruto comes, cuts both of their heads off. Then he looks at them and says, "You okay?" She would say, "Yeah, I'm fine." Then the bridge builder's grandson would say, "Wow, Naruto, thank you." But then Naruto would vanish. He went straight to the bridge. He slept for a long time. Waking up early is not one of his things, let's just say that. And so when he gets there, he sees Sasuke inside of the demon mirrors, Kakashi fighting Zabuza, and Sakura being. When Sakura sees Naruto, she says, "You are late, Naruto. Go help Sasuke." Naruto would say, "Why didn't you help?" "Oh, yeah, because you are useless." Then Naruto would vanish, and then he will appear inside the what do you call ice mirror. He snuck in somehow. Let's just say that there was a little bit gap, so he snuck in. And Naruto looks at Sasuke and says, "Well, you're in much better condition than I thought you would be." Sasuke would say, "Of course I am. You trained me for a really harsh way, and I have two Tomoe Sharingans in both eyes. Oh no, three Tomoe Sharingan in both eyes." Naruto would nod. And then Naruto would say, "Use your fireball." Naruto would wave some hand sign and say, "Wind bullet." And he shoots wind bullet at the fireball, making it more bigger. And it will destroy four ice mirrors. Before um, Naruto and Sasuke can leave, Haku will throw Shinbans in front of them, stopping them, and then close the mirrors. It took a lot of chakra out of her because she didn't just repair them, she had to completely rebuild them. And so Naruto would activate his Sharingan and take out his sword. And then he will be concentrating. And then Naruto would vanish. And the next thing you hear is ah. And then Sasuke looks back and Naruto's sword is through Haku's chest. But he hasn't hit any vital points yet. Then the blood on the sword disappeared because the main thing he wanted was to take Haku's blood so he can gain the Kikigenkai of the ice style. He can see it's a Kikigenkai. And so before Naruto could absorb Haku's body right there in front of everyone because he don't care anymore, Haku looks back, hears 1,000 birds, and the canon stuff happens. Haku goes in front of Kakashi's Chidori and dies, but this time she wasn't strong enough. She already wasted some of her chakra rebuilding the ice mirror, so the Chidori went inside Zabuza's chest, but it didn't penetrate straight through. It did quite a lot of damage. In short form, Zabuza is still dying. And before Zabuza can put his blade down, cut Kakashi in half because he rebuilt his blade by adding blood to it. Zabuza feels a sharping pain in his stomach. He looks down. There is a blade straight through him and Haku's body that was still on Zabuza. And then Naruto takes out the blade and Zabuza dies because he was already dying because of the Chitori almost penetrating his heart. Both of them are dead. And so Naruto hears, wow, well done. And it's Gato. Naruto doesn't like Gato's tone. He just puts his right hand forward. Kakashi and Sasuke were getting ready to beat the, create a miniature genocide. Naruto just shoots several of the chakra chains from his right hand, penetrates every one of them in their chest. Not chain penetration, the chakra penetration that the chains does. And sometimes it can penetrate someone so they can absorb their chakra. He does that. And he start absorbing their chakra forcefully. Also start absorbing their life force out of them. They died instantaneously except for Gato. Gato is the only one left and he's scared. Gato is terrified. Naruto appears in front of Gato and says, Gato, so tell me, what's your life worth? Gato says, take all my money. Naruto says, make two checks of all of your money. Cut them in half, let's just say. Zab, Gato would nod and does as he says. Then Naruto puts his hand straight through Gato's chest, killing Gato instantaneously. Sakura is shocked. She thought he's gonna let him live, but he didn't. She thinks he is a monster. Naruto would say, I'm not a monster. I'm just a heartless person. Let's just say that. Then he will take both of his checks, and then Tazumi, the bridge builder's daughter, will come with the bridge builders, uh, the village to help out them fight. Then Naruto would appear in front of Tazumi and give her a check and say, "Here, take this check. It will help you get back in the fray of things." She said, "Thank you, Naruto," while blushing because Naruto kind of looks like a girl, but at the same time he doesn't. It's kind of weird. He's beautiful. Let's just say that. I'm not saying anything else. It means he is someone that every girl would wanna date. And so they would go back. Kakashi would ask, so what are you gonna do with the other check? Naruto would say, I'm gonna keep it, of course. Kakashi would be like, oh, aren't you gonna share? Naruto would be like, what did you do to make me share my money that I earned by putting someone in the fear of God in it? Guys, you were like, oh come on. Naruto would say, fine, I can give all of you a free ramen trade. Kashi will be like, yeah, well done. And so they will go back. Naruto would give them a free ramen trade, including Sakura because she just tagged along, following Sasuke like a creep, a stalker. Huh. If I remember correctly, Hinata was also a stalker. Hmm. Let's continue. And then, while eating, Kakashi will tell them about the Chunin exam that's coming up. Naruto would say, okay then. Then they would, leave. Naruto will grab Sasuke and his body flicker, and then for 3 days, Naruto taught, technically forced Sasuke to master body flicker. And so he can run away from Sakura because she's useless. While they're doing that, Naruto senses someone watching them. He vanishes and appears behind them, and that's Ino. He's shocked like, I am. Naruto says, stop being useless. You're useless. If you wanna train, train, otherwise you will be useless. She would be shocked like how he thinks me as useless. And she must up and say, I want you to train me to be strong. Naruto said, fine. Then for the next week, Naruto trains Sasuke and pretty harshly. Taijutsu is stronger, her will is much more stronger. Her chakra control is much more stronger. She has much more higher speed. In short form, she will be mopping the floor with Sakura. And Sakura doesn't know that the inner trained actually trained. So Naruto would say you should stop focusing on your figure and start eating more fat stuff and start training, doing push-ups, sit-ups to burn those calories to build some muscle. You know what? Not because that's her crush talking. Why wouldn't she? Oops. Why wouldn't she? And so Naruto will done will be done training them. That the next day they will meet at the tuning exam. They will submit their forms and go to the tuning exam. And so as soon as they go in, Naruto and Sasuke easily uh, gets rid of the Genjutsu. Sakura does that too, but Naruto says, "Shut up and follow me." They will go upstairs. Lee challenges Sasuke because no one knows about Naruto. How strong is he? They know that Naruto is the main person, but Lee wants to challenge someone with Sharingan. And Lee also says, after that, I want to challenge you, Naruto Uzumaki as well. Naruto would say, not interested. They were like, oh, come on, you are. Sasuke would say, shut up and fight me. And so they will start fighting. They would be quite even, and Lee would be shocked like his taijutsu is good. It's not the taijutsu of a academy student. And he thinks he sees that his taijutsu is similar to the strong fist. Then he realizes, are you a user of the strong fist? Sasuke would say, yes, one of them. I know a couple of moves of the strong fist. Lee would say, yes, I will love to fight you more, and they will fight. Then Lee would remove his weights, and Sasuke will get him pummeled. Sasuke will use his Sharingan and try his best to fight, but Sasuke is still losing. He's not as strong as Lee yet. But he puts a much better fight. He didn't just get, it wasn't a one sided fight, let's just say, completely. And so Sasuke loses. This time Lee says, I hope we can be good friends. Sasuke says that because he can see Lee is strong and he can help him grow stronger in taijutsu. Lee would know. Then before Lee challenges Naruto, Guy comes, hits Lee, and then everything goes the same. They do the revision test. Naruto breaks everyone's record, including Minato's, and he sets a new record. It only took him a minute to complete the entire paper that was given. Because Naruto is quite fast, he does that and leaves. Sasuke and Sakura doesn't give up when the last question comes. Neither does Naruto. They go to the forest of death. Anko tries to throw a kunai at him. Naruto doesn't even react. The kunai just grazes his skin and does not penetrate it. Sasuke thinks he was telling the truth. The kunai can't penetrate his skin. It's too strong. Anko would come to lick his blood and see nothing there. Then she will uh, look back at the kunai Sasuke had. This time Sasuke caught the kunai. Orochimaru did not. He didn't get the chance to. Sasuke will give Anko the kunai. Anko would see at the kunai that there is not a drop of blood. Then Sasuke would say that kunai is too weak. He didn't even put any chakra into it. To think it will be enough to penetrate his skin. Pathetic. He will be a little bit angry, but she thinks that Naruto is kind of cute because, as I said, he's beautiful. Perfect genes and all that. And so Naruto goes to the forest of death. They comes pretty high. Naruto doesn't go to, the piss break because Naruto is too cool for it. And so the snake comes, takes Naruto. Naruto lets the snake take him because he could already sense Orochimaru. As soon as he's out of the view of Orochimaru, Orochimaru comes out. He is with the bloodlust. Sasuke is not as affected as what he originally would be because he has felt something far worse, and that's Naruto's lust. I mean, bloodlust. Naruto, as soon as he is out of view, Naruto uses his sword to cut the snake in complete. Hmm. You know the onion rings? Yeah, now there's a snake rings. He cuts them in little onion shapes. The snake disappears. Uh, Sasuke decides to fight Orochimaru. Orochimaru runs towards Sasuke. Naruto is behind Orochimaru, slashes his blade, cuts Orochimaru's back pretty badly. Orochimaru vomits himself out, tries biting, tries fighting Naruto, gets his ass beat. Naruto is using his three-tomer Sharingan now. Orochimaru is shocked like how did he has the Sharingan, but he didn't get to a chance to think too much because Naruto is coming towards him at the intent of killing. And middle of fighting, Naruto takes his blade to upwards to cut him. Orochimaru tries to use his kunai to stop the blade, but as normal, as Naruto's sword cuts straight through the kunai and cuts Orochimaru's arm off one completely and makes a pretty shallow wound on his chest. Orochimaru still vomits himself out, and vomiting himself out takes a lot of chakra for Orochimaru. So then Orochimaru is completely focused on Naruto. Sasuke uses fireball, dual fireball, fired two fireballs rapidly. Orochimaru dodges one. Naruto uses fireball and all three fireball combined, and then Naruto uses a wind bullet to make it more powerful, and it comes towards Orochimaru, almost completely making him a roasted chicken. But Orochimaru barely survived by using the substitution. The wood that he substituted with does not exist anymore. Not even ashes left. It was too strong. Then Naruto says Shadow Clone Jutsu. He creates three Shadow Clones that run towards Orochimaru. The Shadow Clone's sword is not as strong as the original, but it's still capable of cutting through any other metal. So Orochimaru is completely on his toes because Sasuke is using fireballs or throwing kunais to constantly make Orochimaru on his toes on both sides. He can't completely concentrate on Naruto. He has to make keep an eye on Sasuke as well, otherwise he will get hit by a kunai. So Orochimaru just leaves. He can't put a curse mark on Sasuke. It was too much. Let's just say Orochimaru did not get a chance to because he was running for his life. Because both three Naruto clones, an original Naruto and Sasuke using his Sharingan to provide backup by throwing kunais, yeah, it will be pretty hard. And several times Orochimaru got put into Genjutsu because he did a mistake of looking Naruto or Sasuke in their eyes or even the clones. So it was pretty hard for Orochimaru. They will be sitting at the same place, but now this time they are eating sandwiches or ramen. Let's just say ramen. Naruto keeps instant ramen in his storage pocket just in case, and uses water style, and Sasuke uses fire style to make hot boiling water. And so it happens. They all eat it. Sound no. The sound cannon comes the three when Naruto says Sasuke with the share of them and take their scrolls. Sasuke does, they got the scroll they needed, then they leave. And so they completed the first of that much faster. They came second, let's just say. Because Naruto uh, and Sasuke were pretty fast. They didn't wait for Sakura, so she had to run as her life depended on it because both of them wouldn't have left her behind, but they were showing that they would have, so she will put more effort into running. And thanks to Kakashi teaching her body flicker, it was much more easier for her. Yes, Sakura is not as useless as she used to be. She knows body flicker. She's not as good as it, but she knows it. And this will come in handy at the end, if you know what I mean. I'm pretty sure you don't because Tsunade hasn't come in the picture yet because Tsunade's strength and body flicker He got a monster. And so they goes there. They have one day of rest, all the time rest. The next day, every team is there, so they announce the preliminary rounds. The everything is the same. Sasuke beats his one easily. Ino versus Sakura. Sakura thinks she's gonna win, but get her ass handed to it because Ino herself knew body flicker that both of his teammates and her sensei didn't know that she knew body flicker. She did body flicker, punch Sakura by using chakra control, then weaves some hand sign and says, what's her affinity? Let me check. Couldn't find it. Let's just give her. Huh. Let's give her Earth style. No, water style, water style. Then Ino says water bullet and shoots a water bullet at Sakura, damaging quite a bit. Then she runs at her and gives her a right hook, knocking her out. And so that happens. Neji and Hinata's fight goes the same. Everyone still intervenes. Hinata sees the blood and he gets a little smirk on him. He goes down, picks up blood and absorbs it. And then Naruto says, I'd love to fight you, Neji. I'll show you what actual destiny means. He just says that and leaves. And so Kakashi and Sasuke knows what he did because only he told them that how he can get someone's Genkai. And now we cut to a flashback of them. Sakura is at the Tazuma's home. Sasuke and Kakashi are with Naruto. Naruto is going. Kakashi and Sasuke try to follow him. Naruto goes to the body of Zabuza and Haku. Naruto puts their hand on them and absorbs them completely. Both of them are shocked and they say, what did you do? Naruto says that I can take someone's blood to gain their Genkai. But if I absorb someone's body, I can gain their knowledge, their memories, some of their memories, their jutsu that they know, and their experiences. And now I have Zabuza's experience in using the executioner blades. And then he gives the execution blade to Sasuke that you will be using it. I will teach you how to use it. Sasuke would nod. Naruto has the memory of the experience of Zabuza in Kenjutsu and also knowledge of how to use the demonic ice mirrors and ice style and how to do single-handed hand signs. Was I'm thinking, man, this kid is too overpowered. Kakashi and Sasuke think Naruto is too overpowered. And so the flashback is over. So now Sasuke and Kakashi think simultaneously. So he will have the what you call the Byakugan now. Annoying to them and anyone in the exam, Naruto was using his Sharingan to copy the Gentle Fist style or how it's done. He did it pretty discreetly because he cast a Genjutsu to if anyone looks at his eyes they will see normal eyes, but actually he was using his Sharingan to copy the Gentle Fist. Then for the month training starts. Naruto goes home, uses thousand shadow clones to practice Gentle Fist. He practiced quite a lot of Gentle Fist because he hasn't worked on the eyes yet. So that's done. When Naruto is done practicing the Gentle Fist, what he saw the movement to get used to it, Naruto uh, puts the clones. The next day, Naruto feels a little itch in his eyes. Naruto goes to the mirror and concentrates to the same thing that Hinata and Neji did, and there it is. Naruto has used his Byakugan, but Naruto has a weird idea of it. Maybe he can merge them, merge the Sharingan and the Byakugan. Naruto tries it and he's successful. Naruto has the same eyes as the Sharingan, but he also has the veins of Byakugan, and his Sharingan eyes are a little bit hmm, uh, purplish color, let's just say, or pink color. Not pink. They're still red, but they're a little bit bigger, and they have veins of the Byakugan. And Naruto just smiles to himself. Then decides to concentrate some more, tries with it. After 2 to 3 days, he's going towards the hot spring to get to relax a bit because he was training with his Byakugan a lot. But what he calls it, Byakugan, enhanced Sharingan. It has all the capabilities of Byakugan, so he just called it enhanced Sharingan. And so Sasuke is training with Kakashi because Sasuke wants to show Naruto that he can be more stronger as well. And in return, Kakashi is also training with Sasuke on his Sharingan and getting used to it more because he has someone who can use Sharingan, and Kakashi is showing Sasuke some jutsus, and Sasuke is copying the jutsus, and he will be able to use Chidori. In original, he will able to use it 2 times a day, right? In this, he will be able to use 3 times a day, but after that, he won't be as exhausted as he would be in the original because this time he didn't have a curse mark to hold him back. And so Naruto sees a white-haired pervert. Naruto goes there and kicks him on the butt. Jiraiya looks back in rage who it was and sees Naruto. He thinks, is this Naruto? I've heard that he's quite strong and says, no, listen to me, pervert. If you didn't leave, I will literally shove, I will literally cut. That makes you a man. Jiraiya is shocked like how cold is he? How cold is this kid? And so Jiraiya does the same thing, his dance. Naruto is completely unimpressed and says so. And Jiraiya says, I will be training you if you catch me. Naruto says, if you catch me, I will let you train me. Jiraiya is shocked like how highly does this kid thinks of itself? And then Naruto says, let's start now. And then Naruto just vanishes, his body flicker. And Jiraiya is shocked like this speed is so much. And then Jiraiya starts to find Naruto to show that, yeah, I'm quite strong, I can do that. Then Jiraiya spots Naruto leaning against a tree. Jiraiya comes to touch him because Naruto says, you have to touch me to prove that, yeah, you are worth. No, you have to find me. He just does the same thing. So Jiraiya thinks he found him, that it was a clone, it puffs, and then Jiraiya feels something very hard. A crippling pain in his back. Jiraiya looks back and it's Naruto punching Jiraiya, and it hurted him actually because his strength is much more higher. Jiraiya felt this and he thinks, okay, I get it why he's so proud of himself. Then Naruto takes out his sword and swings it down towards Jiraiya. Jiraiya takes out a kunai to block it, but Naruto's sword cuts straight through the kunai, and Naruto stops his sword at Jiraiya's neck and says, you see, I could have killed you at any time. Jiraiya is shocked like Jiraiya asks, what kind of sword is that? Naruto says, that should be none of your fucking concern. Jiraiya thinks, is it? His personality is completely different. It's maybe because of the hatred. Naruto says, so what, you can teach me, old man, show me. Jiraiya shows Naruto, turns on his Sharingan, but Jiraiya is shocked and Jiraiya can also see the veins of Byakugan. Naruto analyzes it and then says, okay, I've analyzed it, show me more. They said, what do you mean, show me all the elemental jutsu that you know? You don't understand me. Jiraiya just does that. He thinks, after that I'll ask him. So he asks, how did you have the Sharingan and why do you have the veins of Byakugan? Naruto just says that I have a Kigenkai that allows me to copy other Kigenkais and grant me superhuman strength, speed, and durability. Jiraiya is shocked. And so about that sword, now says it's made up of biomass, something that I can create, let's just say. Jiraiya just leaves it at that, and then Naruto says, so I can't perform it right away for some reason. Just as yes, you need to do exercise. Naruto says, so what do you need for the exercise? Jiraiya says, water balloons. Naruto says, why didn't you bring the water balloon with you? Jiraiya says, okay, fine, I'll teach you the summoning jutsu. Before then, Naruto says, fine. Then Naruto turns on his eyes. I'm gonna call it eyes just because the Sharingan and Byakugan is kind of combined. Naruto analyzes all the movements, and then Naruto summons Gamabunta on the first try. Gamabunta says, is this the kid that summoned me? Naruto says, shut the hell up, you toad. If you if you want me to give you respect, you need to learn to give it back. Gamabunta's angry and says, kid, let's just see how good you are. Naruto lifts his right foot up and smashes with all of his might and is adding some chakra into it. And Gamabunta is just unconscious instantaneously. Naruto hit him so hard. Jiraiya felt the minor level of shock waves that he created by the time. Gamabunta instantly got smushed into the ground. He didn't die, but he felt it. Then Gamabunta wakes up like, what the hell, kid? Now says, as I said, give respect and take respect. Do you understand that, Toad? Gamabunta says, okay, fine. What should I not? Naruto Uzumaki, that's what you will be calling me. And I will be calling you Gamabunta. And we will try our best to create a mutual bond between us. Gamabunta says, fine. Gamabunta doesn't like this kid because this kid is harsh, but he knows that he's Minato's kid, so he's willing to give him a little bit of chance, let's just say. And so after that, then a month passes. Naruto hasn't learned the Rasengan yet. Let's just say before the month, in a week, Jiraiya comes with all the stuff required to do the Rasengan. Naruto masters the Rasengan in the week and he can use it with the one hand because this time he has Sharingan and the Byakugan to learn as much information as he can about the jutsu. So he already knew about the rotation and the spin power and all that. And so the match starts. The match goes the same. Fight. Just gives up because she got injured while training one day because I don't want to be in here. And so everything goes the same. Then Sasuke is still not there, so Naruto and Neji fights. Neji says, I'll show you everything. Then Neji turns on his Byakugan. Then Naruto turns on his Sharingan and Byakugan. And everyone is shocked, like, how you have the Sharingan but you have the veins of the Byakugan? Oh yes, my Kigenkai allows me to copy other Kigenkais. The day I touched Hinata's blood, I copied the Byakugan. Because if you were paying attention, I didn't just touch the blood for touching the blood. I absorbed the blood in return, giving myself the Byakugan, and I already had the Sharingan from Sasuke, so I decided to combine both of them, and I can. In short, for my all 360 capabilities of the Byakugan and also all the capabilities of the Sharingan. In short, for my eyes are superior than the Byakugan and the Sharingan because I have the both capabilities of the both eyes. Neji will grin and ran towards Naruto. Neji would say, "If even if you have, you can't just." And then Neji gets gentle palmed on his right shoulder, shedding his chakra point. Then Naruto started doing gentle palm, fully copying Neji and Hinata much well than both of them because he also has the kinetic vision of the Sharingan, so he can predict Neji's movement. And Heihachi is shocked, like how this should not be possible. including Hokage himself is shocked, like, wow, how? Then uh, guy asks Kakashi, and Kakashi tells them, yeah, like, that's his Genkai. You can copy the Genkais pretty well. And so all that happens. Then the Naruto gives his talk no jutsu to Neji. Neji changes. But before changing, Naruto uses a Rasengan on Neji, knocking him out, and everyone is still more shocked that a kid knew the Rasengan. Few people who knows Naruto's heritage, they are more shocked because he knows his father's jutsu. And Hokage thinks, did Jiraiya actually teach him the Rasengan? Orochimaru is thinking, I should take his body, a Genkai that can allow other people to copy the Genkais. With this, I can be the strongest. So now Orochimaru does not want Sasuke's body, he wants Naruto's body. And so, well, Sasuke comes, then Sasuke and Gaara's fight happens. Fight goes much to similar, but this time Sasuke can punch Gaara pretty hard. He's as fast as Lee now. So that's happened when Sasuke goes up to charge up the Chidori. He says Chidori and he runs much more faster and creates more momentum and hits Gaara. Does the same amount of damage but releases more chakra and returns choking Gaara much more. And then partial transform happens. Sasuke does not get hit back. This time Sasuke was able to react faster because he has three times Sharingan and he's much more faster naturally. His body flicker to get up behind as fast as he can. Then Gaara leaves, Konoha Crush happens, Sasuke goes after Gaara. Naruto uses his dojutsu and kills so many sand ninja that were in the area around him. He creates three shadow clones to kill as many shinobis as they can. And that happens. Then Naruto says, I'll go after Sasuke. Sakura says, I'll come to. Naruto says, I don't need a baggage on my hand. Then Naruto leaves, but Sakura still comes, still get caught. Because Naruto was busy talking to what's Tamari. Sakura slipped her past, but Naruto saw it, but Naruto didn't bother with it. He said, let her be. And then Sakura is getting crushed. He said, help me, Naruto. Naruto just completely ignores her. Sakura is shocked, like, why would he do that? Does he really think I'm that worthless? Even Sasuke ignored her. And so Naruto beats the shit out of Gaara. Naruto says to Sasuke, just stay back, I'll deal with it. Sasuke just nods. And then Naruto is summoning Jutsu and summon Gamabunta because in the week Naruto has made much better bond with Gamabunta and Gamabunta kind of understands the mentality of Naruto as a Maki. And so that happens. And so, hmm, what I'm gonna say is Naruto uses the transformation jutsu and does the same thing as in the canon, but this time Naruto is not hurt almost at all. And this time he doesn't hit Gaara with his head, he slaps him, but he does slaps of his own love tap slap. But his love tap slaps are also pretty strong thanks to superhuman strength and speed. And so that happens, and then Naruto gets the news by one of his clones that Third Hokage has died. Naruto is sad, but not as sad, because he kind of liked Third Hokage, at the same time didn't like him. And so several of the civilians are shocked, like, did the demon actually had something so powerful? Some of them are not, doing that. When Naruto comes back, one of the civilians says, well done, Naruto, you have fought for our approval. Naruto just laughs at him. Naruto says, I won't fight for your approval. I will never was. I don't even care what you insects think. He's shocked like he's calling us insects. Naruto says you should fight for my forgiveness because I have no love for this village first of all. I won't even shed a single drop of tear if this entire village even got destroyed. I will only protect few people. Others can die like the insects you are. Naruto leaves. Sasuke says, well, he kind of holds a disgust towards the village. So I will be leaving this video right here. Like and subscribe. If you can see that I can't speak properly, yes, I can't. I kind of injured my tongue a little, kind of bit it, so it's kind of weird to talk. But I still will be posting videos, so like and subscribe.